Hello everyone, my name's Brian. Welcome to episode 4 of Brian Sees How Many Videos He Can Record in a Single Day. So this is a list that was shared with me from a friend of mine named Matt. Now Matt loves these interactive, removal heavy, grindy decks. They really are his bread and butter. And they're what he enjoys. And he recently shared this with me saying he was only a handful of cards away from being able to make it in paper. So because I am at this point on episode 4 within the same 3 hours, I'm just trying to grab whatever decks seem interesting. And this does seem interesting. It would also be interesting to play it a little bit and then be able to have a better discussion with Matt over how the deck functions, what's good, what's not so good, what we think might be able to tune it a little bit. So let's talk about it. So essentially, this is one of those kitchen sink diversified threat decks with a lot of things that have inevitability to them. So obviously we have our Orcish Bowmasters because they're amazing and the deck is black. It's 5 color, which allows us to play Leyline's Binding. That also allows us to kind of throw the kitchen sink at it. We have Leovold Emissary of Trest, which essentially stops our opponent from drawing cards. In Legacy, a lot of decks wish to draw cards. We have Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, which is just a good finisher. 4 Teferis, which stop your opponents from countering stuff. Minx and Boo, another card that can win the game on its own. Green Sun Zenith to get any of our green creatures, or just to get the Dryad Arbor. It can also get the Overslime, Uro, or Leovold. Speaking of the Overslime, whenever a land card is put in your graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter, remove 3, leaves the battlefield, return a 3 land cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's interesting. Hull Breacher, again, punishes them for trying to draw. Lighted Halfling lets you get into Minsk and Boo and Leovold. Brainstorm, because it's still Legacy. Swords to Plowshare. An absolute smorgasbord of any and all lands here. A couple of snow-covered lands just for good measure. In the sideboard, we continue to have our salad approach here of Narset continuing to punish land draw, Spell Pierces to fight combo, Surgicals for graveyard stuff, Pyroblast because a lot of people are blue, Veil of Summer so your stuff doesn't get countered, Collector Oof for graveyard matchups, Endurance for more... No, this is for artifact matchups. This is for graveyard matchups. Seeds of Innocence. Now, I'm going to have to read this. Destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. The controller of each of those artifacts gain like equal to the mana value. I guess it's just good to blow up all artifacts. Force of Vigor. Just, again, blowing stuff up. And yeah, let's hop into a game. This is also going to be the first game of a deck where I really don't have a ton of experience playing stuff like this. Just because it would require me to have, like, I don't have any Delighted Halflings, I don't have Minsk and Boos, I only own 1 Leyline's Binding, I don't own any Leovolds, I don't have any Hull Breachers. It's just a whole bunch of stuff I don't own. But hey, that's what free day is for. Let's go ahead and give it a shot and see how we do. Join me, won't you? All right, we win a die roll. Hooray for us. Sure, this is a turn 2 Leovold or Uro. I feel like turn 2 Leovold is quite good. Now, obviously, what absolutely dumpsters this deck are Blood Moon effects. There are a couple of basics, but not a lot. All right, so play Windswept Heath. Go get Bayou, I reckon. Green Sun for 0. You don't own Green Sun's Zenith either, now think about it. Dryad Arbor. Hello, Dryad Arbor. That was from previous. Badlands. Please don't push our Dryad Arbor. I wish to have a Leovold. The Badlands probably means Reanimator. It could be a Delver deck, but it's probably Reanimator. It's Reanimator. Can you go that fast, opponent? Can you Reanimator us? Entomb? Oh no! This isn't good. This isn't good at all. I mean, just get Grizzlebrand. Archon of Cruelties. That's going to kill our Dryad Arbor. We do have removal, so it's not completely unthinkable we get out of this, but it's not looking good. I'll tell you that for free. All right, we lose that. We have to give up a row in the bin. We really need to just natural draw the thing, because I didn't get a blue source. Well, we have lands now. At least we're not going to get brain locked. But I've learned something, and that is get the Trop first. The Underground Sea. Storm. Force of Will, Delighted Halfling. So put back a Leovold, put back a Leovold. No reason to play the Delighted Halfling. It'll just die immediately. The deal is 9. That's so rough. Why didn't we have a start like that when we were playing Reanimator? Comes crashing in. Give up on Delighted Halfling. But I'm continuing to do the beats. So we pretty much have to brainstorm. Hope the card we don't know is literally Swords. Try that. But outside of that, we just got kicked pretty hard. Yeah, no thank you. Do you want to reanimate that as well, big guy? All right, we draw the Leovold, but kind of have to hope here. No, nothing we can do, I don't think. No. All right, that is game one. All right, so endurance, surgicals, take out what is the question? I guess Bowmasters. They don't really draw cards. They have Grizzlebrand, but if they get Grizzlebrand down, we've already lost. I think that's about what we want. If we lose to Grizzlebrand, you have my permission to make fun of me in the comments. I mean, again, turn 2 to Fairy. We also have a Force of Will this time, so I'm hoping that helps. But, well, Delighted Halfling. All right, does the opponent get to go off again? Grief. I'm gonna lose 2 cards anyway. Guess they're gonna get to be able to do it again, actually. So now I've lost 3 cards instead of 2, because now they just reanimate. You know, I hate it when I'm right. All right, they reanimate. Now they take Leyline's Binding. We literally have nothing, and we have to top deck. These are things that occur. They're things that occur. I guess we just leave up Brainstorm for when they attack our hand again. Entomb. Shh, Brainstorm. Oh, well, that'll do. Go for it. What are you good at Entomb? Archon of Cruelty. Well, gonna try and reanimate that now. Take 3. Nothing we can do about that. I think as we're drawing Verdant Catacombs as well. Oh, they got nothing. Okay. Play Verdant Catacombs. Attack with Delighted Halfling. Really lame, but it's where we're at. Goodbye. Guess I didn't actually have to take life to do that. I'm just so used to Surgical Extraction costing 2. I am misplaying left and right. I have been playing a lot today, and I think we might have learned how many videos I can do back to back before bad things happen. Yeah, this is just the deck we were playing this morning. Man, so they have another Entomb though, so that's gonna be unfortunate. The next turn they Entomb, and then they get to Exhume pretty swiftly. All right, we finish up getting all the colors, Taiga, and now we do a lot of hoping. What does this actually do? I don't think that's an interesting call. This doesn't actually do a ton. All right, we just have to hope our opponent doesn't draw something that gives them 1 more mana, or we just get pretty dumpstered. Tomb, we knew that was coming. Grizzlebrand, sad. Did you draw Reanimate opponent? They didn't, so they're gonna have to do it next turn. I would have attacked, because you're already up a game. Unless I do something particularly fascinating at this point, we're really not gonna We're not gonna get there at this point. Swords to Plowshare. Well, speaking of interesting things I could draw, the problem is they get to refill their hand. They don't, see, if you don't block, why didn't you attack? Exhume time. All right. Didn't attack again. Goodbye, Grizzlebrand. Good having you around. Want to draw 7 cards, opponent. You can have 7. Oh, no, they just take the life. Force of Will. We can actually cast that. Oh, wait, can we? No, we don't have a second blue. Man, I am not good at 5-mana bases. At this point, they would have just killed us with Grief if they just swung with it. Faithless Looting. Would have been nice to boil that. See, I heard about this a lot from my friends that play a lot more colors than I do, where you really do end up with, fetching decisions that really kneecap you. Now, opponent, you should really attack with that Grief, because what are the chances I'm going to get you before you get me? You attack. Okay, they finally see what happens here. No block. Can't block. Thing is Menace. Go to 6, and we draw. Minsk and Boo. Fascinating. I think we're going to leave him with 1 life, though. Oh, wow. I guess they figured no. All right, so we win the match? Huh, weird. 1-0 technically. Salt scooped after winning round game 1. That's interesting. Let's go to the next one. All right, we won the die roll, so let's play. Seems good to me. Seems really good to me. I feel like a Tundra would be really nice in this deck, but we'll go get the Savannah and Delighted Halfling. Oh, Delighted Halfling, you are such a power-crept Llanowar elf. It's not even funny. Island into what? Oh, it's Merfolk. Okay, I can get behind Merfolk. Leovold doesn't do a ton against Merfolk, but it does stop their Merfolk that draw 1. All right, so we want blue, black, green, uncounterable Leovold. All right, what's your plan next turn, opponent? Probably a bunch of lords now, I would think. I guess they could also annoy me and turn Savannah into an island, because then Swords to Plowshare actually can't be cast. Did I make it do the thing? Did I summon the thing? Yep. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Ugh. Savannah is now oh, but you targeted one of my permanents. Aha ha ha. Ah, Overslime. Fancy seeing you here. Leyline's Binding. Can't actually cast that at them. So, what do we do? Because we don't want them to eat the Leovold. Did we just cast Overslime? I I think we do. So black, blue, doesn't matter. Oh, wait, no. It's green, blue, matter. There we are. Our opponent doesn't use fetches at all, but I mean, does something, I guess. No fear. Don't tap the Aether Vial. Hey, okay. They just take 3. I think this is just here because of Minsk and Boo, and it has Trample. It's also a one-of that I've found multiple times, so I got that going for me, which is nice. You can now play so many lords. Merfolk Trickster. Well, I'm gonna get to draw a card. So they got rid of my blocker, but I get to draw a card for their... Still don't have green mana. Do not have green mana. Once I find myself some green mana, hoo boy, am I gonna do something? But until then, I sit here and do very little. Lord of Atlantis. Okay, so now I can't block anything, and it's just a clock. Here comes Speed Racer. If I draw a land and I can get another white source, we can kind of go bam bam. We drew Swords to Plowshare. Not what you want to see. I mean, it's just a race. We will continue to race. You want to block Leovold now? I'm so behind. I'm even game. Cool. Deal you 3. Save me 3, which is the important part. Man, if I find one fetch land... This is going to be such a blowout. Here comes another Lord, so now everything has Island Walk. Oh, sure. I continue to be surprised here. Oh, buddy, you just unlocked us. Okay, we might be able to come back from this now. You get attack with everything and get your Lord of Atlantis eaten. Yes, okay, cool. Bowmaster. They might have a counterspell. Oh, okay, well, poke. No, poke the Lord. Hex Catch. I would have done that after blocks were declared. Opponent, personally, we're just going to double block that thing. And then next turn, we get to kill all sorts of stuff. All right, we have to keep an eye on our life because it does go down every turn. These are things that are occurring. Play a land, play Orcish Bowmaster, kill the Hex Catcher, and then practice, go get something white, hopefully. We have to have another white source, right? Oh, we do have a Tundra. Why did I think there wasn't a Tundra? I also have a Taiga? I guess Taiga's, or, no, Tundra's the only answer, actually. Tundra into Powie, and then into Powie. They have a lot of life now, but not much else. We have more removal in hand. We can Green Sun for another Leovold if we super want to. Or we might just spend next turn removing their creatures because they can put multiple into play. Another Aether Vial. That's literally no threat. All right, what's coming out? Don't know why they... well, I guess they didn't want me to have the mana. I suppose that's valid. So they must have nothing else in their hand. Minsk and Boo. Well, go away thing. And then we just... Delighted Halfling. And attack with our orcs. All right. Nothing else we can do at this exact moment and pass. They are at 18. This is going to take a minute. We are at 11. They can make themselves unblockable very easy. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Let's just get that out there right now. There's a lot that can go wrong here. Yep. Ooh, okay. Sure. It's going to get that out of the way, I think. Give it flash, right? No, it doesn't. All right. So let's go white and colorless. Rid of that thing. All right. And we'll attack with our orcs. Oh, they scoop. We just kind of ground them out there. Pyroblast is good. That's about it. What do we want to take out for Pyro? Maybe a single force? I feel like they have the land that makes things uncounterable, so we just try that. All right. This seems fine. I would even try and force their Aether Vial on turn 1, just because I'm trying to knock them off their center of balance here. Just pass. Just pass. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Hide Shaper. Just a 1/1? Actually, mine the 1/1. There's a Savannah. Is what I was going to go get. Because I can go get the Bayou. Hey, remember when this worked out so great for me last time? I clearly learned my lesson. All right, Delighted Halfling. You are the calm before the storm. Now, if he plays a second Tide Shaper, that's kind of annoying, if I'm being completely honest. Cabinet of Souls. Well, that Force of Will is looking very silly in my deck now. Yep. What's your merfolk of choice here? Oh, well, you gave me something I could actually counter. Also, I really want to play Leovold. Please force it. Oh, they are spending their turn and their cards. Okay. Don't think I can set up a Leyline Binding next turn, though. Actually, wait, I can. I don't think it's worth Leyline Binding the 1/1, though. It has flash, though, so I actually don't have to decide next turn. Dude is just going all out with his hand. Green Sun Zenith. I don't think that's where we're at. I think we just kind of hang out. And then we can always Leyline Binding if we think that's the best thing to do, but they can hit us for 1. It literally does nothing. Some kind of Lord. Yep, for the Pearl Trident. So now that they're tapped out, we go get Tundra, and we just Leyline Binding the Master. And yoink. Well, we still end up taking 2, but now they don't have a Master of the Pearl Trident, I guess. Brian said, realizing that accomplished very little. Oops. All right. It Leovold time or Teferi time? Teferi draws us a card. I guess it's technically Teferi. We just bounce their Tide Shaper back to their hand. But then they're going to send it out kicked, huh? I didn't think that through. Oh, no. All right, we just take this up. Oh, man, we need Leovold out before we do that. That was a mistake. Because if they kicked one of our things, and we wouldn't actually be able to cast Leovold next turn, and we would end up with this Teferi that does very little. All right, so that was a punt du jour. Hopefully they punt too, and they attack Teferi for some reason. Whoopsie. They have that big Merfolk thing now, the 3-drop from Dominaria's Commander. Looking like it. Looking like it. Yep. True name. That's bad. That's very bad. Please attack Teferi. Please undo my whoopsie. Oh, they did. Great. Okay. So Teferi actually just gained us some life. All right. Here's our thing. Here comes Leovold. All right. And we'll tick this up. Force them to commit more to it if they really want to kill it. I guess what are we going to get after this? We can go get Overslime, I guess, is just something to do. I would think of getting Uro, but we can't actually cast it out of our graveyard. We don't have the mana for it. Because Uro would also be quite advantageous right now. Okay, so they're just starting to attack me. Oh no, please attack Teferi. Every time you attack Teferi, that's 3 life. Teferi, you gained us 5 life, Teferi. Swords to Plowshare. Well, we'll tick this up, and now we get to go attacking. Can't flash anything in, big guy. Killing Teferi, and throwing away their guy. Hooray! Green, thing. Green sun, done. Yeah, it's literally just the Overslime. Hello! We get to eat their Tide Shaper, but we lose Teferi. But Teferi did gain us like 10 life. So we get a couple more turns thanks to Teferi hanging out as long as he did. So Teferi running interference did quite the job. Force of Will, really not what we're after right now, but we can do 6. Really, they have nothing. Right, they dropped a 6. We can also bounce either of our creatures back to our hand if they can remove them somehow. Wasteland isn't what I want to see. Goodbye, Karakas. Then again, he might not choose Karakas. Might go for like Bayou, then we won't have any black mana. You go for Tundra, won't have any blue mana. There's no reason to get Savannah because I get those colors from elsewhere. What'd they choose? Karakas, that seems correct. I do get to draw a card though because Leovold is cracked in half. All right, I get my land back. Also, you grew the Overslime. You fool. You've activated my trap card. What's your plan now, big guy? Well, I can't counter whatever this is. Master Pearl Trident, sure. I'm gonna try and kill that. Just straight up plow it. Oh wait, use the mana that I have, Be efficient with my mana. Right, now they have 8, so they do get another turn. Or they could choose not to attract with True Name Nemesis, only take 1, or we win the match. That's 2-0. Let's go on to the final one. All right, final one. We are 2-0 at the moment. Dryad Arbor in hand. Now I can't keep this. I might find red, put the snow-covered forest to the bottom. We'll have a brainstorm. Otherwise, Savannah into Delighted Halfling opponent. Are you doing something similar to us? Noble Hierarch. Okay, it's an older card, but it still checks out. Underground Sea. I'm going to play the Underground Sea because I care about it less. I'm going to brainstorm. Okay, so we can put back one of our lands, the Bayou at the moment, and we'll also put Minsk and Boo on top in case they do something weird with our hand, and we'll pass. Back, it used to always be, brainstorm on your opponent's end step, but now with Orcish Bowmasters flying around, well, so much for our land. Oh yeah, it's like a 60-card taxes list. Okay, so Verdant Catacombs into green. Okay, let's just get ourselves a snow-covered forest. No need to get blown up multiple times in a row. Next turn, we still do get to cast Teferi if all goes to plan. I mean, Teferi's also going to get punched in the face, I think. Actually, no, we don't get to because Thalia makes it cost 1 more, doesn't it? Thalia is back-breaking, truth be told. Ooh, just another, it's like a Maverick Pile? You hit for 3. What's their 3-drop? Knight of the Reliquary. Well, that's a card. Okay, I could play Uro, or I could play Karakas, bounce the Thalia. Uro actually lets us ramp. I guess we do that. Let's put this out anyway. We do both. That dies, and then guess what? That goes back to your hand. And now we're gonna get hit for 5. Please just replay Thalia. Backing a land. Showing me why I should have bounced Thalia on their turn. Good opponent. Good. Showing me my misplays. Gaia's Cradle. Buff. Green Sun for 3. Sure. So apparently, bouncing their Thalia early has bitten me. What are they getting for 3? Another knight? Leovold. I see you come from this town too. Here comes Thalia again. Sure thing, boss. This is fascinating now. Because I could play Leyline Binding after putting that down, and then it gets -1, 2, 3. So it would be a 3-drop, get rid of Leovold. I could still do that, actually. So 1, 2, -3. I have 4 mana. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, but Thalia makes it cost 1 more. So I'd have to let them draw an extra card. Oh, but I can't do that because if I tap that, I can't make the mana of it anymore. Okay, well, new plan. So Valley, and then bibbity bobbity in case boobity. Oh, gotta spend 1 more. Take this down. Put Leovold back in their hand because Thalia's gonna die anyway. They get to draw a card. All right, now we can kill that thing. All right, I don't think we're in a great spot. Hopefully we can get our own Leovold down soon. Because they can just replay Leovold, can't they? Yep, how about that? Well, it did take a turn away from them. If they do just attack us with both things and deal us 8, I mean, I would ignore Teferi. You can... Whoa, not attacking with Knight of Reliquary. Okay, don't like that guy. Yes. Orcish Bowmasters. Well, I don't have any black mana at the moment, but I do have the ability to cast Minskenboo Timeless Heroes. Make it a little guy, and then make him bigger. Also just starting to realize I can also bring out Uro next turn. I gotta go get just a Karakas. Oh, because that's legendary? Oh no. There goes Minskenboo. In fact, there goes Uro as a plan too. I think our opponent is just better at this style of deck than we are, and has taken us to town here. Please just swing with everything, and please at my face. Okay, that's correct. We're really just taking out Minskenboo, that's all we're doing. We want this game to last as long as possible, do we? No, don't let it end. All right, that's unfortunate. Swords to Plowshare. Well, oh no. Actually, no, that works. So blue, black, green, play our guy, and just pass the turn. They're going to get to draw. Do I just do it on my turn, actually? I think I do. You get to draw a card. That's okay, yeah. I have the mana. They get to draw a card, but at least they don't have an 8/8, and at least they're not going to go get toolbox cards anymore. And when they Karakas my guy, I get to at least draw a card. All right, we get to draw a card. Oh, but their Leovold stops my Leovold. That's why they did that. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, good. There's more. Drawing cards left and right, huh? Please use your Karakas mana so I can Leyline Binding your Leovold. Nope, just another mana dork. All the mana dorks. 5/5 Leovold coming in hot. Green Sun Zenith. Doesn't actually do much, so black, blue, green, play Leovold, and just pass. And now when they go to bounce my Leovold, I'll bounce their Leovold. I think I actually get to draw this time. Catacombs, too bad I'm going to be at 2. Opposition Agent, ugh, there goes that plan. And here I thought I was going to be able to kind of grab back a bit. They can just hit me for 5, I go to 1? Yeah, more Leovold, go for it, big guy. All the Exalts. Go to 1, so now I can't even Verdant if I want to. So I draw a black source. Endurance. Sure. I mean, I would love to redraw that Swords to Plowshare. Okay, so... Can I scrap is the question, because any one creature gets by, I die. So we... White, plow, position agent... And then I have no way of making black mana, do I? No, I'm dead. All right. So this is a bit of a mirror match. I don't actually think there's much I want to bring in. Maybe Narset? Take out... What? Green Sun Zenith? Put in Narset? Try that. Alrighty, let's see if we can win this one back. No blue mana, huh? All... Okay. Keep. Put back the forest. Done. Go get Bayou. Play out my little guy. Just a little guy. You also have a little guy? Oh no, there goes my little guy. Good thing I have many little guys. Here's a second little guy. You like that little guy? While it would be much better to have the Teferi out at this point, when they have removal, they have removal. Another removal? Esper Sentinel, sure. Noble Hierarch, fair play. You get to draw a card. Opponent, I get to play a Teferi. Do I want to play Teferi or do I want to just kill Ignoble Hierarch? I think drawing the card is good. I drew a Minskenboo. If I draw a land now, I can really capitalize on going first. Right, well, it's not going to be Leovold. Orcish Bowmaster, you say? Well then, there goes my Teferi. How dare my opponent be playing a very similar deck much better than I am? That's not allowed. That's not allowed at all. All right, I'm going to see if they fall for this. Nope, they did not fall for it. Well, I'm going to do this before a Leovold comes down. You're tapped out. I'm tapped out. I have a Bowmaster. You don't. These are all things that occur. They can hit me with a 2/2 Orc Army token. I don't think that actually matters. Yep, you hit me for 2. That's fine. What's going on next? Is it Leovold? White. Oh, Knight of the Reliquary. I could just bounce that to their hand. That's fine. Ignoble Hierarch. Well, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. Swords to Plowshare. That would be more helpful if, you know, had more mana, but don't. Maybe I'll draw a white source. Back to your hand. Leyline's Binding. Well, not quite what we're after here. We'll just attack with the Bowmaster. We'll have the Orc Army token up to try and save Tef's life here. Oh, like Fatal Push or something. Dryad Arbor! You know, I should have known about that. So Orcish Bowmaster did its best Wasteland impersonation. They go to combat. Their Orc Army token eats my Orc Army token, which is fine. Now the Reliquary comes back. It's almost like I didn't permanently solve that problem. Thalia comes down, making it worse. Snow-covered island. Tick up. Play this. Pass the turn, see what we want to do. Just, okay, there, I got a deck. Leyline's Binding. Well, I guess we want to block, because, like, Teferi is really all we have right now. Leyline Binding. Block here. Really hope we find something cool. Whatever they're doing, it's unfortunate. Green Sun Zenith for 4. That's not good. That's not good at all. Take the initiative. Oof. I have no way of taking the initiative back, do I? Look at me with egg on my face. Force of Will, you would have been helpful a minute ago. Now they just get to keep making things bigger and scarier because they have initiative and I do not. Keep venturing into the Undercity. Let's see what they're going to do next. Probably a Forge, but yeah, 2/2 counters on something. I have to assume Thalia. Orc Army token. Okay, they're just diversifying and making sure Teferi dies. I'm going to keep Teferi for a hot second. Surprise you. Oh no, there's I didn't see that because it didn't tap. Yeah, guys, I think I've played too many games of Magic today, is what I think. Because Teferi's going to die anyway, and I pathed a token as opposed to the actual card. Verdant Catacomb. All right, and you kill me. But you know what? If you just make this quick, opponent, I'm clearly at the ends of my... Like, here's the funny thing. These videos come out once a week, and over the past literal month, you guys have seen me go on a gauntlet. So for those of you who watched all 4 videos, thank you very much. I'm happy I got to do this, but boy, is there a limit to how much Magic you can play in a day? And apparently 4 decks at 3 matches each is where my brain starts to fray a little bit. And I just start making mistakes. Yeah, just beat me up, buddy. No, I don't have a Wrath. I would love a Wrath. At least the first 2 games in this one were quite good. Get the Taiga. Nope, we're dead. I'm just gonna... Can I just call it there? Can't actually, because... No, I can't actually do that. No, we can call it. I can run away now. Bye. All right, guys. Yeah, this is a fun deck. This is a different way of playing. It's very grindy, and it's funny how in all of these videos that took place on the same day, if you're seeing me wearing this shirt, and I'm this small in frame, with this beard and this haircut, it's the same day. It's been the same day for the past month. It is a good deck. You do have to own a lot to play a deck like this, but I can see the benefit behind it. You have a lot of threats. Now, I did good against the first 2 decks in our matchup, but then in the third matchup, it was a mirror match. Well, kind of a mirror match. It was a similar style deck with very similar cards, and I just got beat because the other person had more experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. I certainly learned a lot today playing all the decks I played. I certainly wish they would do this a little more often, where you would just have full resources to do whatever you want. Because they did have that token, and they were like, hey, for like a week, you can play with this token for $20. And I was like, I don't have this week. You know, I have one day, I could do one day, but it literally cost me $0 to produce all of these. So that's great. If you have a list you want to see me give a shot, go ahead and email me at heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. That's heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. I am going to go eat dinner now. I am done with Magic. Not for that long, because I'm playing a paper legacy tournament tonight. I'm literally playing Death Shadow, which is a video you would have seen a month ago if you've been with the channel for a while. Thank you again if you've watched all 4 of the quick cut videos, and I will catch you next time. Later.